Hi, everyone.
Welcome to DevKami number 119. I'm Sumei.
I'm Chileong.
And I am Tristan.
So as you can see here, I'm actually on my phone because Murphy struck again, in short. So yeah. So either way, we have an interesting show today. So let's get started then. Do we have Bus Corner ready?
Wait. Okay.
Cool. Oh, I didn't update it. God damn it. Interesting.
No. So
Oh,
where,
go to GitHub. Go to GitHub. It should be the first. It should be the first one, but unfortunately, because apparently I didn't push.
If you didn't push, then it's not going to
How
Go
do
to
I-
GitHub, then open up. Go to the data bus corner.
119. That's 119. So
No.
data.
Oh, there's one. Data bus corner. Then find the one with the current date. My goodness, this is horrible. Everything is broken. Okay, cool.
I'll just share.
So what's the first item? Yeah.
2 cows. I don't know what that is.
Okay, so you remember the time before? You remember the time before App Store? So what happened is, on Windows 90 3.1, so we had the idea of shareware and freeware. So we need a download site, right? So often the downloads, it used to be, for example, Dune, one original Dune, they put it on the university FTP server. But not everybody have access to university mainframes and all that, right? So not as a result, you have multiple download sites up and running. We should talk about event. I never met.
Shouldn't we start with the event? But is Ruby gonna happen next week?
It is. So we are having Vonage, used to be Nexmo, speaking. We're not sure yet what the topic is. It's either sorbet, so which is like type checking in Ruby, or I forgot the other one, but something. So it will be an interesting one. So we're just preparing the speaker for that day. But yeah, it's if you are into Ruby and into type checking, you might want to hang out and try it out and see what's the buzz is all about.
Cool. Then what else do we have next week?
There's a BizApps and Power Platform Community Monthly. Microsoft BizApps. I'm not sure. Well, speaking of Microsoft, I'm not sure if this is in the Buzz Corner, but like there's a Malaysian company called Lotifiles that Microsoft had just invested in. So Microsoft led the Series A round for that. So maybe Microsoft is trying to get into like more events here in Malaysia.
And that's not a bad thing, actually.
Yeah.
It used to be Microsoft had a lot of events. So
sorry,
it used to be like
a lot
Microsoft
of what?
is the only player in town when it comes to tech events.
Mm-hmm.
So they're the one that do things like the Microsoft have big events. Always a big tech events down here. So and they stop for a long while. I hope they come back because it will be really interesting. So yeah.
Okay, I think that's it for the week. Yeah.
Cool. So back to 2 cows. I'm going to keep it quick just to save time. So 2 cows. 2 cows is one of the few big download sites. Another one is download.com, of course. So this exists as a trusted platform for us to download application. Otherwise, this is the prototype app store. So which actually very interesting because we just there and people forget about it for a while because we're App Store now. We're App Store, we're Play Store, then Steam has
I think I think it's only serve a small. It doesn't even serve a generation. It just serve a small number of users. Because like I didn't know about Two Cows.
Well, where did you get your downloads way back when, like 90s or 2000s?
No 90s. There's no internet access for me.
Well, when you did get internet access.
Yeah,
it's pretty late.
In those
so
days, where I'm lucky that
open source was starting up when
precisely.
I got internet. Yeah.
So was that SourceForge then?
Yeah.
SourceForge, yeah. And probably seen the downloads as well.
And also like their own website, you download the table.
But in the shareware and freeware days, Two Cows is one of the big players. So that's where you download your share Doom and all that. So let's move on.
Yeah, for the creator of code talking about food for free code.
Yeah, that one is interesting because he met. One might thought that curl don't actually get to make money, but he managed to do it, and he do it in a more traditional free software way. That would be not just give software for free, but also provide support and all that. But it's not easy because he had to actually sell the idea of doing support for curl.
He actually shared how he made it work financially as well.
Correct. So yeah, you had to look at it just to give you another perspective of the current trend of various software.
It's not that open source license is bad for the case of Elasticsearch, MongoDB, because the core product itself they rely on offering them as a SaaS.
Correct.
So it doesn't really affect all the open source software out there. Like even MySQL is not really considered affected. Like database system are not really affected because like Postgres, they don't offer services themselves. As in they don't offer that as a hosted service.
Yeah.
So because of that, also like the issue with Elastic is also related to the trademark.
Correct.
So I see there's a lot of rage outside that about this misuse of open source software that needs to be more protection. I think it's the direction of the conversation goes is that there's a lot of misunderstanding. Also, is very harmful for the ideology, of the ideology of that.
Correct. So yes. So read about it, think about it, and if you've got some idea, leave it in a comment. So the next one is Intel we hire retired architects.
Yeah.
So in short, old chip designer don't die; they got rehired by Intel. But also, this chip war. So some of the early designers do make revolutionary microprocessor. They are the one that actually make them competitive again after being beaten at one time by AMD. Then they rise up again to be a good player. Now it's just a circle.
According to the it's mainly because they hired a new CEO.
Yeah.
And according to some of the discussion over Reddit and Hackers News, is that he was the preferred choice by people who worked with him before in Intel. I mean, by the people, not by the management.
And this time, it's they say they hired the engineer that was supposed to
Pat
as a CEO, because before it was I think he was an accountant, and before AMD's Lisa Su, I think that was also another business person as the CEO, and then Lisa was hired as an engineer, and I think the only holdout right now is Apple. So Tim Cook is not an engineer, but
he's a logistic person. So there's that
supply chain. So I mean, Apple's CEO being a supply chain expert probably contributed well, especially because of the pandemic thing, because this was a supply chain crisis. not an innovation crisis in a sense. So it's an interesting choice of CEOs.
Yes. So let's move on to the next one. Azure Active Directory is now on .NET Core 3.1.
What does it mean?
Just an update. So Active Directory is we said many times, it's one of those core components which is used to actually authenticate your.
Okay.
So before you can,
the code base is ported to .NET Core. Okay.
Correct. So it's a critical component, and it's a big deal.
And the one of the immediate benefit is that you get better performance. So,
correct.
And also after 5, right, is basically now .NET Core is the future of the the .NET offering. Yeah.
It's the .NET suite of programming tools, right?
Yeah.
There's .NET the language, and then .NET the libraries, and then the .NET framework.
Yeah.
Yes.
So next, Blue Cell. I don't know what that is.
This one I didn't read through, but from what I get, it's actually a marketplace for storage, I believe. And am I right? I think it's interested me because of that. Actually, it's a distributed storage. These guys produce distributed storage. So which usually means that you're going to create a marketplace out of it, get the reliability.
But does it mean that if I have like 2 terabytes of hard drives lying around, I can plug that into the internet and
chances is not for you, chances is for the data center. So
okay.
This one idea. So this is a very industry thing. I think we should move on. I leave here for people that is interested. The next one is Cloudflare teaching SAW. It's a new technique. I'm not clear with technique, but .NET always teaches interesting things. So that's one. The next one is well interesting to us. So we have a new initiative to actually create a new documentation set of document by API. So this would be the replacement for MDN. So MDN, I don't know what the status right now, but
they're copying over everything.
I don't know what the status right now.
And also, for people that didn't know, Microsoft Inc. Not Microsoft. The Mozilla Inc. is not the same. No, Mozilla Foundation is not Mozilla Inc. So they are 2 separate entities.
And they laid off the people from MDN.
Yeah, the Inc. laid off, and the browser maker is the what call it, for-profit entity.
So they laid it off. Nobody's writing the documentation. This open document project is open web document. I forgot what the name is. They're trying to make sure documentation survives, and so they're porting over the documentation over to some other repository, which they are still calling MDN, but it's not really MDN anymore. I mean, it's still Mozilla Developer Network, same content, but it's not the same people who are running it.
And talking about browser, the upcoming version of Firefox and also some of the like Chrome, they are going to prohibit super cookies that allows like services like Facebook, and even I don't know whether for Google they'll create another loophole to do it. I think they probably have enough to analyze our trend anyway, to track users across websites. So if you rely on that, be prepared.
Yeah. So let's move on to the next one. Is there's a new tool for watching behavior in Dota.
It's actually not a tool.
It's an automated thing.
It's not an automated thing. It's actually Overwatch, not the game.
Interesting. So what is it?
So like online game, there are people who's gonna report bad behavior, right? So they create, like everything that seems like automated, there are actually people behind. So now they are they are passing the ball to the players themselves. They're going to be shown a small video snippet, and they're going to judge whether that is a bad behavior. They are going to verify that the reports.
It's like capture.
Yeah, it's like capture, but for reports lah.
Okay.
So the question is not are you human, but are you moral or something?
No, it's actually for like people can be nasty in online games.
So are you moral? Like basically, is the clip that's being shown moral or ethical?
I don't think it's even related to morality. It's just whether you are misbehaving.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? That like some cultures will say, okay, that like an expression of surprise might be fine, and you're like swear words, but it's an expression of surprise. It's fine, but some other cultures would treat that as you should never swear in front of other people. Children might be watching or something. So it's a fine line between those, and which is why this will be an interesting experiment. Like basically the people who participate in the Overwatch will define the culture of the service.
Yeah.
If people who participate happen to just allow a lot of borderline elements, then that's where the things will sway to.
Correct. So let's move on quickly, so that because I know Tristan have to move soon. The next one is actually CircuitPython. I put that again FYI, not a new project, but interesting because there is various initiative to make Python easier on microcontrollers. This is one of them, and these actually have better integration and tools and all that. And also the latest microcontroller that is coming soon to my house, I hope, the RP2040. I hope that we also CircuitPython will also run on it, and as a result, we got better tool and all that lah. So make it easier for.
Speaking of easier, so MicroPython is already fully ported to RP2040. But if you watch any of the deep dives by Scott, like the main person behind CircuitPython, writing CircuitPython for Adafruit, so Adafruit hired him to write CircuitPython. They're talking about thread, because CircuitPython does not have thread, basically, to make it easier, right? They don't want to expose these things. And so because the RP2040 has 2 cores, they're thinking about how to like make the second core usable without doing it with thread, like basically keeping the imperative sequential nature of programming. Because it is for beginners, and apparently they think that threads are like it's easy to make mistakes with
so that's why there's no.
Yeah, so it'll be easier and all that. So mostly FYI, if you want to explore, I recommend you to try. And there's various options for you to try it. Maybe I will do a short video on what is CircuitPython when the device comes. I hope. As long as my potato computer still survive.
No, it might be just a configuration, I hope.
Yeah.
So which one should we look at? This one?
Let's talk about development environment. So you guys already talked about that last week, right? So we talked about things that you mostly develop over Never and all that. So as a result,
also the background story is Swimming did a survey for those that didn't know.
Yes, so I got over 90 plus result. I just stopped the survey this afternoon. I hope so. As a result, I actually created. This is actually called Streamlit. Remember, I was very hyped about Streamlit, so I built a Streamlit application. So choose one of those. Choose one of the thing.
Choose one.
You might want to enlarge the thing because it's a bit difficult to read.
Yes.
So which one do we want to cover first?
Okay, so select one field. So for example, let's choose application type. So
that's the original one.
So it's a well-known thing, except I didn't expect data dashboard to take so much. So another thing you need to know is that the people that do the survey do not know how to read. So as a result, there is some duplication. So like cloud and cloud app, yada yada. But either way, for this one is generally more representative in a way that many people actually build web application. Let's go down. Let's go down from here. So people that build this have tendency to use you choose microservice. Now
Microservices.
Okay, so choose one. Choose the application, for example.
Choose web application again. Yeah.
Just choose web.
So again, it's no surprise. I think Python is because of my circle or data. I can't really tell, to be honest. I really can't tell.
It's interesting that they're using Kotlin for web application. Kotlin is supposed to be mobile, right?
Let's go down. Let's go down. You see this application. What this means is that people that build web application also build other products. So in this case, of course, they build web application, right? But the more interesting thing one is they also build data dashboard and mobile application. We explain Kotlin actually. Does that make sense to you?
It doesn't make sense to me. Anyway, let's go. Why Kotlin is related to data dashboard anyway?
No. There is a problem because I do not actually aggregate it too well, and often the assumption I made in the survey is that a person make multiple type of application. They can make multiple type of application. As a result, they can use multiple different languages, and they can use multiple different IDE. So how I query this is that for anyone that actually build web application as well as other thing, or they only do web application, what other language they aggregate all the language that these people use. So as a result, I will see that these folks don't just actually build web application, they also build mobile application as well. So it could also means that even though you build mobile application, you don't really have a choice. You have to build web application. So either way, it's just one of those things, lah. I mean. So as a result, the language, and also because I got a feeling that whatever application you build, you also have a tendency to, you may not actually have a choice, but to.
I think most often you need a backend anyway, right? Unless you're using like a Firebase.
Correct. So either way, you may need some website either way, lah. So as a result,
I'll have to leave soon. All right, bye. I'll watch everything else after the call.
Yeah. Oh,
okay.
Soon. Okay, bye.
Bye.
Bye. So
let's go
to the ID. Oh no, it hangs.
What happened?
My face hang. I think it's the network.
No, it's fine on my side.
No, I can't. Nothing move on the screen.
You need to refresh it then.
Yeah.
So apparently that's okay. I think you need to normalize some of it because there are 3 Visual Studio.
Precisely. Let me share this to. Okay, I'm okay. So this one is also expected in a way that I'm going to switch to my laptop. I hope it works. Yeah, there's a reason why I did switch to my laptop. The reason is almost everything can be built on Visual Studio nowadays, so that's expected.
No, Visual Studio is not the same as Visual Studio Code.
I mean Visual Studio Code. I'm so sorry. So as a result, here you are.
I'm surprised to see that Emacs population isn't that low.
Yeah, I thought that Emacs people would be extinct already. Not true. So QXCQUNPX. So so on the iPad it's also interesting on my part. Let me refresh this page. I'm so sorry I can't see anything now.
Yeah, it's fine. Let's go on with that. Then So I'm surprised that most of the people are on Windows. I think it's and let me add streaming. I'm surprised that I'm surprised the population for Windows user is that high. I think probably because the survey audience I can hear myself.
Yeah, I'm guess. Let me do my thing because everything doesn't work. Nothing works. Goodness gracious.
It's fine. Murphy
Yeah.
laws.
Yeah.
So I'm surprised it get more diverse these days, because last time we were in a echo chamber of Linux users, right?
Correct, precisely.
So I think this represent the population better, and I'm surprised that I can see WSL2.
Yeah. So WSL2 is weird in a way that
I don't know. It's for me that's under Windows.
Yeah, precisely right. It's a Windows subsystem, right? So which is why I say it's interesting.
So let's have a look at the OS.
Deploy.
I think this is a piece. Oh, the deployment. Yeah, of course. Most people will deploy on Ubuntu.
Yeah, correct. Then Red Hat, somewhat expected. Function as service, I'm not surprised at all. A bit more now.
Serverless and function. I think serverless and a function as a service are similar, right?
Yeah, correct. So even though you have some OS that is a bit weird, but it's not representative, so I don't really care for now. So I won't bother normalizing it lah.
Arthos, is that the answer from short?
I hope so. But I have a friend that actually works on that actually.
Okay.
I have a friend that actually works on
surprising. VCR, I'm surprised that SVN is still
it's
more than Mercurial.
Yes.
But it's but a lot of things are still on SVN lah. So even some of them fake open source project, the Git one is just a rewrite of the SVN.
Correct. Python just moved from Mercurial to
GitLab. GitLab is Git. GitLab is Git, bruh.
Yeah. So, but either way, it's representative in a way that all the mistakes are small numbers lah. This one is not too. This one is a bit biased, but it's somewhat true. But it's more interesting when we look at issue tracker on itself. But there's a lot that I never heard about, to be honest. So let's move to the next category then. I have various categories. Let's choose another the more interesting one. Language. Let's choose language. So we already generally the language already somewhat related. It's representative with this. PHP didn't die, they will never die.
Java.
I do not think this is representative enough because I expect a bit more language on the mobile side.
Yeah, probably because he didn't share it to the mobile group.
Yeah, but I did.
Java for the Java.
No, there is. It's under Go.
Okay. Oh, select.
Yeah.
Oh, I think this is a bit.
Oh.
I don't think we want to go through all this way.
Just choose. Just choose a favorite one lah.
Let's go for Python.
Yeah. Man, I really love Streamlit, so we can do this kind of thing so easily.
So Python user also use JavaScript?
Of course we have. And because of data work, very likely they use R as well.
I don't know. Are you sure?
Yeah. Let's move on.
Really?
Yeah.
Python people will use R?
It might work. It might work this way. Some of the existing application they use. There is some application. So the thing about actuarial and all that is a bit magical. So they may just take the application and just run it. Then they use Python to support around it. So that's one of the.
Because it's a totally different crowd, right? So often for me, R users are the ones from using MATLAB, right?
Correct. Correct.
Or like from others, if they do modeling, they are from like proprietary modeling like GAMS.
Correct, precisely. So Python again, what the weird
I think we lost swimming again. So apparently Python users, they tend to use, I think this is in overall, I don't think it's related specifically to Python only. It looks like it correlates with the rest of it. So I think the application deployed and also the IDE used are the same across the population. So just that I think just that Python user will have a tendency to use PyCharm.
Yeah.
I was when you're away, I'm actually talk about this looks like a what you call it, a pretty balanced population.
Yep. Correct.
Where the language, where it's the same populations, I mean same distribution goes for the other languages as well. Look like
Correct.
even IDE as well.
Yes. So some need a bit more
Mac.
balance. Yeah. But it's more representative. So deploying to Windows is very interesting. Maybe I believe it's data guys, but can tell. Again, SVN and all that.
Probably is data work.
Yeah, correct. Precisely. Then issue tracker, as I say,
everybody is from enterprise apparently.
Yes. Which makes sense actually. Somewhat makes sense because that's what we see for experience.
Okay. For the sake of my curiosity, I'm gonna look for Go.
Yeah.
There is a Go and Golang.
Yeah.
So of course.
Yeah.
Okay, then you can see Java more here.
Yeah. Yeah. But it's not representative though, interestingly. But
no, IDE you can see.
I know who's the Emac guy. There's only one Emac.
Then it's me.
Yeah. Then of course I built on Mac. Standard, no surprise here.
It works everywhere anyway.
Correct. Then how to deploy? Yeah.
Alpine, because these are all under Docker, Cube.
Yeah.
Cube 3S. These are Docker.
Yep.
This Alpine obviously is Docker.
Yeah.
Git.
Yeah, they don't use anything else. Yeah. Yes.
My own tool.
Like what?
Typical. Trello. There's two. So it's one of them is me.
Yeah. The Go guys are not representative. Rust guy is also not representative. The C++ guy also not representative. Is that one?
So let's look for the more population, like the PHP one.
Yeah, let's look at PHP one.
So, yep, this is usual web application data. I think this is just across the population is
because as I say, right, application
PyCharm.
Yeah.
The Byte, Boy, Galaxy.
Yeah. I don't understand that, but okay.
OS, Windows.
Yeah. So, but even that, all the mistakes are reasonably small enough that we can look at the big number. It's still correct mostly.
Yeah.
Except for Android, is the cross one. So nothing here. What does it mean by manual? Does it mean that you actually use a version?
Manual, you write it down lah. You either put a post-it note or you write a note like in a Keep or something lah.
Okay, so issue tracker,
GitHub.
Yeah.
True. I don't know. Like the Jira population actually irks me a bit. Like, does everyone really work in enterprisey environment?
It's common lah. Let's look at issue tracker. Issue tracker is interesting in a way that is there's a lot of things that never. It's interesting for the general stats here, in a way that there's more people use Jira. Totally expected. 9 out of 10 organizations I've worked with are using Jira.
No, I never used Jira before.
Yeah, but I work with enough to believe in that lah. Then Pivotal Tracker is a bit expensive, which is why they have that.
No, that is a biased population because I think I work in more organization than you did.
Yeah, probably that lah. Probably that.
Oh, probably you work in all of them are rich company.
Yes, they have the
WhatsApp.
money.
Oh, okay. This is so close to home.
Yes.
WhatsApp. Redmine. I used to use Redmine.
Right.
For self-deployed.
Yeah.
Excel sheet. Anything that is productive works. Put it.
Yeah. Correct.
And we have a comment from Stanley.
Because I don't bother sorting it, just that. I just don't bother.
Okay.
So
there's stats. No, I don't think we need to look at that.
Yeah. Okay. So do you want to move on to actually reading from the comment on the spreadsheet?
Okay.
Because they got some interesting stuff.
There's no names, right?
No, I don't do name. Let's choose one of those categories. How do you test the application?
Okay.
You know what? Since I have my computer back on, let me do that instead.
Okay.
I have a better one.
Okay, you just share it then.
Yeah, I hope I can because my computer is a bit potato. Oh, I can't share the result. I'm not allowed to open it.
Then I'll just continue then.
Yeah. Oh, cancel that. I have it now. Okay. Let me share tab. Share screen. Chrome tab.
You see, test. It's depending, like.
Yeah.
Like I think the for most of us that develop UI, right, E to E makes more sense.
Yeah, precisely.
Like unit test is when you have to write a lot of new. I mean, you have to implement an algorithm. I don't know. Business logic are often.
How I write unit
business logic? I think business logic are often just E to E is just enough.
Not always, because I tend to write very small tests on weird business cases. Unless
they are weird. That's the exception. Yeah. That is. So that's the point. Like, I'm a bit. I mean, this day I'm a bit like biased on people over testing things. Like.
Yeah. Do you see that? Okay. Oh, you can't see that.
I'm gonna use yours then.
Yeah.
You have to make it larger.
Control Shift plus. Better?
Yep, regression. No, I still can't see it.
Oh, you can't see it. Interesting. Oh,
make it a bit larger, a bit more.
Okay. Better?
Okay. Yep.
Okay.
How do you test manual?
Most people don't actually test, interestingly, or they do manual test, which is actually reasonable. Sometimes we don't actually need that much. Ask the tester to do it.
No, I think glue codes are often. If you write a script or glue code that only run once, like.
Yeah. Don't bother.
Don't be bothered. Like.
Yes.
I mean, don't be bothered as in, unless you're go bad. This is Han, I think.
Yeah. So testing. So we had a spectrum when it comes to testing. Unit tests exists, UAT exists. Then some don't even bother with test, which is reasonable. Cypress is on my list of learn. On my list to learn actually.
Yeah, E to E. So for business logic, I prefer, and also for regression, I prefer like Cypress or Selenium. This at least E to E.
Yeah.
You can put it as an integration test as well. Considered. Correct. I lump them together. Whatever test. If you're test fanatic, I don't care about your opinion.
Yes.
So for unit tests, I'll need to do it for really weird cases or when I'm implementing an algorithm.
Yeah.
So because a lot of time taking data from database and put it up there somewhere else, as long as you handle the error properly, you actually don't need to test the stuff that is already tested.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, grabbing,
Just that.
you don't need to test your database. You need to make sure your database connection work, and when it happens, you get
correct.
to know what happened. But you don't have to really test the function of your function that connects to database. Come on, don't overdo it.
That's not the thing that
Sorry,
you should regularly test on.
Yep. Unit test is when you implement. Yep, and also like complex business logic that might change a lot. Then you're afraid that your regression will happen.
Correct.
Also, rule engine like something that is not deterministic. You want to test for regression as well.
Correct. But it also helps to think about what's the weird thing could happen, because weird thing often happen. That's the things lah. Test everything.
Protractor,
you guys are.
E2E with Protractor is obviously an Angular developer. That's a Angular specific tool.
Susah nak jawab. Me too, man.
Depends lah. It depends lah.
Correct. So let's move on. I think we have a few interesting
regression tests. As long as it helps you in the. I mean, the process is as long as it give you a sense of what work and doesn't, and you. I mean, especially if we want to avoid regression, and also when working in a group, no other people is breaking your code, so that's fine.
Obviously, a C++ guy, this one, so I'm one to
CMake.
C. Yeah. I learned a few things from here actually, because, for example, I don't know you have this kind of plugin on Emacs. Maybe investigate that one day.
What? Magic is very nice. Wait. Let's go through it. I'm gonna do my. Magic is really nice. Multiple cursor is, you understand what is. One Magic is the Git extension that is a high level and very nice, but we already have that kind of functionalities on VS Code. They say Opmo is really nice. I can say Opmo is still it's more like if I don't put it, you know about Notion, right?
Yeah.
So Opmo is like the OG Notion.
Right.
That you can do. It's really impressive. Avo means that you still want your VI binding on Emacs.
Yeah.
The rest I didn't use them. I don't know what. Yeah.
Okay. So I don't understand about native local development, but remote Kubernetes. Does it mean, what does it mean though? So does it mean that this person use Linux, which I respect?
I think it's just
so yeah, this one is on my list to learn actually. So language server plugin. So this is
not actually live share. It's a remote development. It's not actually live. Live share is the one that live share is the function, the service that you can do pair programming remotely.
Right.
So like let's say you have a bug, right?
Yeah.
Instead of me like having you to set up a Google Meet and I go through the sucky data the internet connection, you just share me the link and I can see what you're doing. I can code with you as well. Remotely.
Interesting.
Yeah, that's a live share. Yeah. You don't have to learn that. It's just a part of VS Code.
Yeah, I know. I need to use that and build a workflow for it.
Yeah, remote development on VP server.
Yeah. Docker, then Git, makes sense. VS Code, then VP server. Okay, cool. What is LAMP? What is LAMP again?
Yep, I agree. Lean as well. Lean very important.
Right. Of course, you have to use it.
Yeah.
Black and all that. It's on my list. Like I'm kind of lazy.
Also, if it's something that Lean can do it, don't bloody write it as a unit test.
Yeah. Yes.
Sorry.
Yes.
I'm being very bad. It's a biased evening for me.
Correct. So this guy here, this person here, use all sort of tools.
Okay. I don't know. I have a mixed feeling about doing remote development with Docker. Good thing is that you get a fresh environment. The bad thing is Docker has a really horrible I/O if you use it for development. Yeah.
Correct. Of course, a lot of you guys, surprisingly, Lean are underrepresented, but it's mostly there. I know who is
Lean
this
is
guy.
Good.
This one is too obvious. I know who is this guy.
This is Kage.
Yeah, too easy. PPM is the underrepresented one, but it's also not as common that I know of.
But these days, people are jumping ship to Poetry, right?
Correct.
Yeah, because some controversy behind that.
And I like both, to be honest. Docker Kubernetes again, WSL again, nothing here. Prettier, okay. So let's see. Shell scripting, personal workflow. Okay.
Wait,
What is YAP?
this is.
Oh,
I don't know.
Plugin. Sorry.
Yep.
No,
I think it's
using
YAP.
plugin.
Yes. Yep.
Yes.
Vagrant is somebody old school.
Yeah.
That's how we set up our That's how we set up our environment last time.
Yes. Kita guna portable soon present other. Okay, that is so
good. Depending, it depends. Virtual box, traditional, very traditional.
Yeah, dinosaur. Any desk is new for me. Any desk is new.
Dinosaur.
Okay, so let's talk about computers. Computers is surprising.
Wait, I didn't remember answering this.
Oh, okay.
Probably I missed that.
So of course, MacBook are heavily represented, and some are pretty.
Oh, I don't know who that is. This is Ivan.
But Windows machine are well represented here as well. Potato computer, I don't know which one. Laptop, haha, very funny. Ryzen 5, Not my computer, mine is slightly different. It's crashing right now. But I think this one is interesting in the way that it's as expected. There's nothing unexpected here, but then there's only two class of computer anyway, right?
Yeah.
So middle spec, it's almost nothing. How do you deploy application? This one I leave it as a essay type answer because
a lot of Docker,
a lot of image.
App Center is Microsoft. App Center is Microsoft service. If I remember correctly, to deploy mobile apps, if I remember correctly.
Okay.
No, not really. It's the CI/CD. No, it's
okay.
Yeah. No, it's I got it wrong. So.
Okay.
So it's the CI/CD.
Microsoft.
Microsoft.
Got it. Kubernetes is heavily represented here.
It's Docker lah. Put it this way, it's
correct.
In short, it's Docker.
Then Azure Devops, that is new. Internal company system. I hope it's not some bash script inherited 20 years ago.
Yeah, why not? If you need all the bare metal, you need every single drop of juice, why not?
Yeah. GitHub Action is interesting.
Yeah.
Kage. Netlify is interesting, but how often you get to deploy Netlify actually? I wonder.
For free website probably, or unless
you
pay for it.
Yeah.
Jenkins and Chef, very traditional.
Dinosaur.
SFTP.
This is the if Jenkins is dinosaur, right? SFTP. This is
dinosaur. Proof of GitOps is also dinosaur.
Yeah, there's like.
It's not that it's bad. It works. So
yeah, it works. So no complaint. I just try to be funny. Data people.
Just a disclaimer is that nothing here is really bad.
Because I put it this way: if it works, it works. Because I think about it, software development is the only industry we'll be proud of changing things every few years, whereas other for engineering are proud of having things that runs for years.
But well tested. The main thing is well tested.
Can you imagine like things like the B-52 bomber exists for almost 70 plus years, and chances is there's no replacement plan for it. It's likely to end up as a 100-year-old plane, and that's engineering. And this software have something that runs for a few years, and that's it.
And it's not exactly that old. Some of the methods, like even like GitOps, were still very common before.
Yes.
I mean, at least 8 years ago, still pretty common. Like.
So
FTP.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So this is the mobile guys. I think. Yeah, definitely. I don't know. Okay.
No.
Yeah. This I don't know. Interesting.
Vercel is new for me.
Okay.
This is
so this one is also
yak shaving.
I like this. I ask this one because often people implement Agile very differently. Some only do stand up. Some only have all the shebang.
It depends.
Yeah, it depends. So which is why I leave all the extra thing in the middle.
That's the thing that I sometimes you remember fast.
Yeah,
The one that we've been always talk about is that at a certain stage, the best answer we can give is it depends.
Yeah.
But that actually sounds like we are not giving any good advice at all, right?
No. I still try to figure out how to give you this thing because some of these are actually pretty interesting. For example, not yet share weeklies, code review every day on Friday. So it used to like some company where I work with, we actually have a compulse that we have a pull request, please approve it. But this one I like it. I think this is something I will need to learn. Code review every day at 5 p.m. We schedule one time for this. Makes sense. 5 p.m. is a bit late for me, but
it's a bit late. It's home time. It's home time for people already.
Correct. But having a specific time for code review is a good idea.
I actually prefer to do it in the morning for any of this activity.
Correct. Then acceptance with product manager. So this is actually new. I didn't know that.
Also, to sidetrack a bit is that there is this momentum we have to catch up. Like it happens to me like I prefer like things are done in the morning.
Yeah.
So like over the rest of the day, nobody gonna disturb because building up the momentum is really hard. Like sometimes you get really focused and I mean productive around like 4 p.m. already. Like if I get another distraction, then it's gonna be I've just stopped there.
It depends actually. Some people need what we call the rolling snowball way of productivity.
Yeah, it depends on the people. But but for me, I need to build the momentum.
So the opposite of that is actually what we call the eat the frog way, because everything sucks. All the frogs suck. Which frog you want to eat? So eat the frog way means you do all the hard thing in the beginning, then you work your way down. So ideally, work your way down, or you have to. Otherwise, you just have to keep eating frogs. So this is what I call the eat the frog way of productivity. A lot. I do not know what's the name called, but a lot of them are using the analogy of frog eating. So yeah, it's your thing. So, and this is actually typical if you do freelance because I caught one of my friend that is do freelance.
This is Ivan
Yeah. No. The point is, fixing legacy code and issue is the bread and butter of freelancers. Team meetings, standard. Grooming story not always happening, but
we can talk about freelancers. I have a lot of things to bitch about freelancers.
Yeah.
So I was a freelancer, but the work ethics is the quality is different. Then I have something to talk about as well.
Correct.
But these days, the work that I have to pick up from freelancers are horrible.
Yeah, I'm sorry. So let's move on. This one is new. I think I'm going to open this later. I'm going to set the link. Yep, Agile Light, Sprint Planning Retrospective Waterfall. I do not know whether they're serious. Honestly, it exists.
FIFA 2021.
Nice place. I'm not a sport game fan, but okay, whatever works. Rapid development. Okay, sure.
Actually, it's a quick feedback. No, not bad.
Yeah.
Ilham dari langit baru pula programming website.
One-man development, so yeah. Review demo open, but not every sprint, which makes sense if you're a freelancer because I know some of us actually are some of the people that are actually
Java-based development is the worst.
Yes.
I think the one of the thing about is that a lot of the time the process is too. I think I've been repeating this quite a few times that if when we follow it too on the dots, like we actually discourage the growth of the juniors who can visualize and to be able to own the project as well.
Correct.
So it becomes just a task. This is something I try to avoid.
Yes. So a lot of this agile thing is like D&D rules. Those are guidelines, not the law.
Yeah. Of course,
So,
if you want to handle a bunch of strangers that you want them to just finish and push it out, then it's fine. But if you are growing a team, then it's a different problem altogether.
So we're almost at the end of the show. So a few things that I'm going to just some announcement here is the data set I'm going to release in public very soon. I already make a copy. I already freeze. I already stopped taking response. It's not the cleanest data set as you can see. There's duplication and all that. And also it's not like the biggest survey. I hope to do this again next year with some improvement on language. I already have a source code. The source code for what's the name of the thing called? The source code
the Streamlit.
for Streamlit. So I will share the source code to Streamlit soon. So yeah, because I hope to actually build up the server with SSL and all that to share this, but my computer broken, so I need to fix those. So it's one big problem at a time. So, but the source code is available with the data set, so you can actually play with it and do it. And maybe if I'm lucky, the Streamlit folks will actually share, give me the account to actually share the data set, so I don't need to set a server and just deploy it over. So yeah. So I hope the survey is interesting for you guys. You
Let's go on.
Something out of it. Huh?
Let's go on. I mean, those are the things that we covered.
Yeah. Really done. Unless I forget the IP address for my Streamlit server because I have some interesting things to show. Can you paste it over to private chat on StreamYard? I'm not on Slack now. Yes, I hope I have something down.
Just did.
Okay. Let me see any interesting thing I forget about. Don't share the key. Chrome tab. Application Explorer. So we're going to check something I forget about. Language use, OS deploy. OS deploy is interesting. So people tend to deploy on Linux, then iOS, of course. Everything that deploy Mac OS. So this is the embedded guys.
You haven't shared the screen. You haven't shared the screen.
Oh, I haven't shared the screen.
Yeah, I shared it for you.
Oh, okay. So the Android guys is more generic. What other thing you want to know while we're doing this?
To what?
What you want to know? Shared hosting a PHP, but it's not representative. So
often it's I think it is, but to be honest, isn't Lambda shared hosting?
There is actually yes and no, but yes.
If you use a PaaS, platform as a service, you're basically share hosting. I mean, cloud is share hosting.
Correct.
No, we're just playing with the word semantics.
Yes. What else? Oh yeah, I want to show you about the data guys. This is not actually the fastest thing around. Streaming are not actually faster. Oh yeah, in the chat, tell us what you want to know. So that I can stay around you. ASL, ha. Female, 16. KL. Yeah, let's move on. So the Python. So the machine learning guys, that's underrepresented, but I don't think there is a lot of those around. So machine learning, same thing. They're all Python guys. So yeah. So either way, remind me to actually deploy this out soon if you guys interested, because StreamYard actually allows us to, Streamlit actually allow us to deploy manually. But the thing is, I'm not comfortable sharing this without SSL and all that So it will work, but it won't be here. even I share, it won't be a problem because this is actually in Docker. So, so with that said, I think anything else you want to add? Anything interesting on chat?
What more do we want to cover next week?
Next week, I hope to get. Next week, I hope to get somebody in. No confirmation, so I'm screw up on that one. I hope to have a guest next week. If I can't confirm with our potential guest, I will ask for more guests. I will ask for more guests. It will be very ad hoc.
Let's stick up some of the. Let's stick up some of our old contacts, Excel.
Yeah,
like,
sure.
Like folks that we've been like not been like we're not seeing for quite a while.
Yeah, so let's do that. I will ask the guys. If everybody is busy, I will do live coding on Streamlit to you guys.
Yeah, I'll bring popcorn.
Yeah. So I hope the guests are confirmed next week as soon as possible. So if once that's done, then the week after, I don't know, demo, because I can go technical. I can potentially go technical with shorter show because I have some toys coming. That's my microcontroller, the RP2040 microcontroller. So I'm gonna do that on a shorter show, potentially. I don't know yet. So the option is there. But next week I try to get a guest to confirm. So that's all. So from the chat, there's a Emacs population.
Yep, I'm one of the Emacs population.
Yes.
I still use it, but these days I'm more on VS Code.
Yes.
Because of all the plugins that work so nice together.
Correct. R had lots of stats package. Very true, actually. Very true. Python, SciPy and NumPy are not anywhere near that. And also, R provide a very good abstraction.
Yeah, but they are not stats package
correct.
in the first place anyway.
Yes, correct.
I mean, as in the Python one.
Yeah, correct. It just happens to be useful because the science guys need to do maths, the stats guys need to do maths, and it turns out that the maths is useful for modeling things. So, ta-da! Zoho as a
Zoho is pretty good.
Tracker. Okay, so then pre-commit code testing. Okay, cool. I think that's about it, lah.
Yeah, it's to avoid regression,
Correct.
To avoid breaking stuff and things. To have more confidence or peace of mind.
Correct.
Yeah, pre-commit.
So if you like today's content, like and subscribe. I will do one next year, or you prefer this to be half a year thing. Let's do it next year.
Probably we can get going to interview.
Oh yeah, sure. So I will get Gui in as well. So with that said, I think we should say goodbye, lah.
Okay, goodbye.
Good night. Goodbye?
Take care.
Good night, people. Yes. So sorry for getting really late because the computer.